Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are, whenever you are. Welcome to a new Breakout Solutions Bitcoin technical analysis video. Alrighty, now that the intro is done, let me just adjust my screen so you guys can get a full picture of what is going on in the market. So I'm going to make sure I turn off all my indications because it gets a little bit messy. So we've basically on this third wave drive of Bitcoin, and I've drawn these sort of trend lines from the low here to the bounce that we got at 16,300, then another ray from this low to this low, and this low to this low. And what we can see is basically Bitcoin has sort of broken down from this trend line that I had. So we can readjust it. And I'm going to explain when and why you would readjust these lines at a further date. But before we do that, let's jump into the daily. So on the daily scale, we have the fixed range profile still with us right here. And right now, Bitcoin is being held by the point of control of this entire sideways range. So the most amount of Bitcoin is being traded right here at $28,000. You can see that we've created like a bit of a double top pattern, which looks like a bit of distribution to me. And distribution usually means we tend to go to the downside, but I still have faith that we can sort of try and maintain this. What I'm looking at right now is obviously this triangle pattern that we've sort of developed, and we've broken outside this triangle. So now that I've zoomed in a little bit more, you can kind of see that we've broken down from this triangle, which was basically, we have these three touches on this trend line, which constitute, we can do a bit of a triangle shape. Now we do have a potential different triangle as well. Let me get my drawing tools. We can basically also draw a triangle from here to here and create a bit of a, ascending triangle. It's a little bit too big. I mean, we didn't really get three taps to the top side. These have been lower highs. So Bitcoin is obviously struggling to break back above that sort of $29,800, $900 mark. And now that we've broken below this triangle, it's a little bit bearish. There's a couple of things that, where we could sort of come back into the range. And as I mentioned, technically we're still in this sort of sideways range. So even though we've developed a bit of a pattern, I'm not much of a pattern trader unless it's, break to the upside, consolidate into a triangle, and then we continue moving, a bit like what you've seen in Pepe recently. If you look at the Pepe chart, let's quickly look at Pepe, because that was basically a really good triangle. So right here, we had Pepe. It created a really simple triangle here, like there. Alrighty, so had a few taps to the upside. If I do that kind of thing, we had a bit of a triangle, and then sort of we broke to the upside, and it's sort of been going a bit ballistic since then. But let's go back to Bitcoin. We're not here to talk about Pepe. So what do I see as, what can potentially happen? Well, this double top is quite bearish, unfortunately. So these M patterns are the opposites to W patterns. W patterns give us a bullish structure, and we did have a W here form, but we ended up coming back down. So that's not looking good. Right now, if we do lose this point of control, obviously look for support around the value area low. But I do think if we do come back down here, we're probably going to end up breaking down, because we've been in this sideways range for, since the 18th of March. So we're coming up to 2 months consolidation. This consolidation is great, because when we do blast through this sort of 30K range, what we're going to find is if price does pull back, we'll tend to find a lot of support around this area, which is a great thing. But in the meantime, things aren't looking very good sort of for Bitcoin. My other indicators that I do use, so we've got market cipher, RSI, and stochastic RSI. The stochastic RSI on the daily is still pointing to the downside, so it kind of shows that we probably will get we're going to get a large move. And the reason why we're going to get a large move is because the Bollinger Band width is quite low, which means they're consolidating. So if I just remove the Bollinger Band width and I just put on the normal Bollinger Bands, there we go. If I put these on, we'll probably see on the daily that the upper band and the lower band are coming in close together. So we probably get a move, the big move by the end of the week, up or down, who knows. But right now, this double top and the breakdown from this triangle doesn't look very good. So I kind of favor to the downside. The only optimism I can see is we have entered the green money flow on the daily. The momentum wave is starting to come to the downside. What we could possibly do is if we keep a higher high than this low right here, and this momentum wave comes lower than this momentum wave, that's going to give us a hidden bullish divergence. We'll also be able to see that if the RSI right here, so if the RSI comes lower than this point right here on the 24th of April, but maintains a higher price point than 26,900, that is a hidden bullish divergence, and we should continue to the upside. So the only way I could see this happening is if we can sort of maintain this region for the next few days, let this RSI come back down to the oversold, then push back up to the upside, because the RSI is a wave, right? So when we have when we're overbought, we'll tend to see obviously a sell-off. When we're oversold, we'll tend to see a push to the upside. So right now, because the stochastic moving average lines are pointing down, it seems to me that there's probably going to be more downside. In the short term, we should see maybe a little bit of a push to the upside, just because the 4 hour, you can see that we're in the oversold. Even though these movement averages are still pointing down, they are going to roll back around. So we'll see something like this, probably down, up, a secondary wave, and then something like this. All right, that's what I'm expecting, especially because we can see the money flow has now turned back into the red. So that's not a good sign. So that's why I'm favoring right now at the downside, because we haven't been able to maintain this triangle, and we're at the point of control. So if we don't bounce here, value area low is where we'd be looking at. As long as as I mentioned, we can stay above 26,891, we're going to get that hidden bullish divergence. On the 1 hour, 1 hour is not looking too good. The money flow, the red money flow is quite deep, which is not great. RSIs are both in the oversold territory, which means we should have we should try and have a bit of a rally, but I don't think we will. We'll probably end up just going sideways right here. But if we can break back into this triangle, that'd be great. But right now, it looks like more than likely we are pointing down. So what I'm gonna do now is gonna see if we can find some confluence. So I'm gonna remove that. So I'm gonna see if we can find some confluence with some of our price points. So bear with me. All right, so when we're looking at this picture, we've got a comment. Here we go. Zahid, good day, sir. Good day to you, Zahid. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for your kind comment. So what we can do is we can pull a fib from this recent low to this recent high, and we can see that we're currently being held by the 786, which isn't really strong. We broke back below the 618. So the 786 is our last area of hope, and then we're going to start sort of breaking down into the negative fibs. So the 1.618 is 26.2. I think that's well below where we want to be going. As I said, I think if we get a daily closing candle below 27.2, we're definitely going to come back down to the 25. So something for you guys to look at. My WhatsApp number. I don't give out my personal WhatsApp numbers, Zahid, but what you can do is if you'd like to email me, you can email me at info@breakout. Oops, let me type it out. info@breakoutsolutions.com. Boom. Email me at info@breakoutsolutions.com, and we can have a chat. I can send you a Zoom link and we can have a chat over Zoom. But private numbers, I tend to get some spam, so hopefully you can appreciate that. Alrighty, so point of control, super important to hold. If we don't, come back down to the value area. But I think we're just going to see a small bounce. We'll probably do something like this: bounce to the value area, come back up to the point of control, and then break down, because we finally tapped You know, if we were going to break out, I would have thought that we would have broken out by now, just because of, we've had 3 attempts now. We've had 3 attempts. We've had the first attempt, second attempt, and third attempt to break to the upside, and we still can't get enough momentum. So look, it's not a bad thing if you're looking to get into Bitcoin and we do break down. That's just an opportunity, especially if you've missed this entire move up. So that's, that's just opportunity for anyone that missed out on this 100% pump that we've had this year. From the lows here, 15.5 to 31,000. That's 100% return. So there's no other asset that's done that this year, major asset with over $1 trillion in market cap. I think Bitcoin's about $1 trillion or so right now, probably a bit less. But yeah, I do see us coming back down to the 25K range if we can't maintain this structure. Apart from that, guys, yeah, that's all I wanted to cover today. Obviously, if we do come back down to 25, we'll probably see a lot of support, because this was recent resistance. So look for support at 25 and then continuation to the upside. Bitcoin is still bullish on the macro, right? So if we go to the weekly, we've created higher highs like so. We're above most of the moving averages. Let me just throw in a couple of moving averages. So we've got the 50 and the 200. All right, so we're above the 50, we're above the 200. That's on the weekly. On the daily, we're well above the 50 and the 200. We can see that the 50 is, we've kind of lost we've lost the 50, which is not a good sign. We'll tend to, at least probably, if we lose that on a closing daily basis, yeah, lower prices, unfortunately. It's not looking good. I'll then turn the EMAs on. Where's the EMAs? EMA. Let's go EMAs. I'd like to save that one. So we'll go EMAs on the daily. Okay, so we can see the EMAs. We've got the, we're broken down from the 20. We're now being supported by the 50. And if that doesn't do very well, then we've got the 100 down here at 26, and then 200 is around 24.6. So if we have a slow bleed, we'll probably see this 200 sort of creep up here on the daily, and then maybe we'll do something like this. Boom, something like that. That'd be that's probably like a good bullish scenario on Bitcoin. But yeah, guys, that's all I wanted to cover today. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Hopefully I've given you some understanding of what Bitcoin can do. My targets still to the upside. If we do have a push to the upside, look for a stop around 32, and then we're still on our way to, I think, the golden pocket, which is around $48,000. So don't be too afraid of these pullbacks. Look at it as opportunity, and those that have strong hands, diamond hands, will prosper over the next 12 to 24 months. That's it from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys on Wednesday for the altcoin research broadcast, or live stream, I should say. Bye for now.